Hello everyone, it's me, and today I'm going to be doing a rant about the so-called US TikTok ban. So essentially, if you do not know, that there's been this legislation in place to try and not necessarily ban TikTok, but to force ByteDance, the company that owns TikTok, to sell it to Walmart. So I just want to discuss this and and give my view on it, or why it's utterly hypocritical and a waste of time. So first of all, the national security reason, which was one of the main arguments against TikTok when it was exposed that it was stealing massive amount of data. Like, for instance, everything that is on your phone, if you have TikTok on it, it's probably sorry, I accidentally stood for a moment. Is very likely on ByteDance hard drives and in the OneDrives, etc. So they probably have all your data, and fair enough, you were probably concerned by that, rightfully so. Certainly, since ByteDance has a very big relationship with the CPP. So, and that is not something you really want. But at the end of the day, though, the USA does the exact same, essentially. Like, I'm quite certain, I'm not sure it was because of the Patriot Act, but I remember around the time of 2012, it was exposed that the US, because of that legislation, I'm very certain it was the Patriot Act, that they weren't just spying on people who could possibly be terrorists, so on and so forth. They were doing it for just random people who had no correlation with terrorists, won't even search up dodgy stuff online. And they had it on a list, essentially. So the US had had them on like a list for the sake of it. Just random ordinary citizens, so they could essentially look at all their search history, listen to all their phone calls without a warrant. So decided that you're criticizing ByteDance and CPP for using massive amount of data to spy on users. It's utterly hypocritical, just based on your history on the US government. Another factor as well is that, yes, there's nothing really of good come from TikTok. Nothing is good come from it whatsoever. But at the end of the day, though, it is the people's choice. It is individuals' choice at the end of the day. Yes, I don't really recommend using TikTok, and TikTok certainly done more bad than good for society. It made people's attention span much more lower, so we get distracted much more easily, and also made people depressed. And I don't really think that's an issue with the website, the app itself. I think it's more that the utter retards that resign on TikTok probably make people lose hope in humanity. So I can understand from that regard why it makes people depressed. But at the end of the day, though, it's not the government's choice, you could argue, what individuals can and cannot choose. Like, yes, I'm glad for there to be people out there warning people about the dangers of TikTok, but is it the government's choice to say yes or no to whether people should be allowed to use it or not? No. So yeah, another factor as well as that, certainly with when it comes to the Chinese economy, certainly big corporations, there is a big corporate structure. We could argue just with all the West as a whole for having a corporate structure, but in China it's quite big where there's certainly there's an undeniable link between like ByteDance and the Chinese Communist Party. Like, you could say Meta in America works together. Sorry, the US American government works together to like block information, but at the end of the day, they do keep that hidden. The Chinese government, they don't really do that, and they don't really care. They do try and keep it as much from the Chinese, but not from people abroad. Because at the end of the day, I think the Chinese government knows that most people are aware that they are a totalitarian regime, so they don't even bother trying to keep up the act. So in that regard, I don't see why they're selling it to Walmart, since I'm not even sure that I could be exactly wrong about this. This is just like speculation, because I didn't actually search this up and try and investigate. But I don't even think it's that we sold it on an auction. Well, sorry, I'm getting it wrong. Like, it isn't officially sold yet, but that's the plan. We're trying to plan to sold it on the auction, and the person who's planning to purchase it is a Walmart. But if it's just like an auction, like I said before, so like selling it to the highest bidder, I'm not sure if this was the case, but why would you sell it to Walmart if you're concerned about big business and big government? Because I'm not sure, I might be wrong about this, but I think that was also one of concern. But you could argue like Meta, Reddit, so on and so forth has massive control over social media. And let's be honest, social media in lots of ways. Like if you control the algorithm, you actually have more control over politics than politicians in lots of ways, because you literally have control of information. Since most people use social media, you have lots of power there. So that's another issue. And the fact is though that it's so just because of the current thing essentially. Because this was like a policy planned in 2020. I remember this when it all got exposed about the massive data breaches TikTok was using, and Donald Trump was planning to ban it. But he went past that now. He's not planning to ban it anymore. But it's just because of like Israel, and since most people who use TikTok and post on TikTok are on Palestine's side, as well as Joe Biden first officially making a TikTok account. It's really just because of the current thing. Like, if you generally did care about data breaching and like actual security reasons and freedom, you would have done it long ago rather than right now because of Israel and Gaza and Joe Biden making a TikTok account. So yeah, that's all I really have to say. Another factor as well is that I do think there could possibly be some lobbying when it comes to companies like Meta, because TikTok is a big competitor certainly when it's stuff such as YouTube. It's a big competitor, so I could imagine like YouTube and Meta lobbying like Joe Biden or the Democrats or Republicans, whatever. It doesn't really matter what political parties try and ban TikTok. But anyway, I digress. That's all I'm going to say about the issue. So anyway, what do you think about the issue? Do you agree with it? Do you agree with banning TikTok or don't you? I just want honest opinions. Anyway, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. Goodbye.